All right, morning everyone. Welcome to another episode of Market Trading. I'm your host, Vays. Let me look at your live chat. Everything should be good. Everything should be good to go. And is the video title clickbait? I said short update. People think that it meant short Bitcoin. No, not short Bitcoin. Let's go to the charts. There's really nothing to say on the charts. I'm going to try to make this short. I just have a bunch of work to do. Real quick, my next event I will be speaking at will be in Brazil. It's in Sao Paulo, 23rd, 24th of September. You can translate these into English. This is in Portuguese. And I'm also going to be teaching a workshop. It's the following day. I'm pretty sure it's the following day. The guys over there are organizing it. It will be a trading workshop. I obviously don't speak Portuguese, so I'll be speaking in English, but there should be a translation. Oh, my bad. I didn't unmute. I was saying every time I start these streams, I end up having to sneeze. I don't know why. Audio should be back. I didn't say much. The Crypto Raccoon asks, Tone, I have heard that there's going to be a big sell-off coming from miners. I don't think we get the bounce everyone thinks until next year. I mean, I don't think so. I actually just watched Bob Burnett's video. It's really good, by the way. Bob Barnett's becoming one of my favorite people. I have very few favorite people in Bitcoin, basically. It's a handful. You guys know what my favorite mining company is. My favorite mining company is, of course, Bitfarms. They're a publicly traded company. And my favorite person at Bitfarms is Ben-Gang Young, who speaks at my events. Now, Bob Burnett is another favorite person of mine now in the mining space. I just heard of him probably about a month or 2 months ago, hung out with him at BitBlock Boom. We had a nice drive over to a barbecue hosted by Mark Moss, which was awesome, by the way. Shout out to Mark Moss for hosting an incredible barbecue. And Bob Burnett also runs a mining company called Barefoot Mining, which is not a publicly traded mining company. And Bob Barnett's view is that Bitcoin mining companies are actually bad for the Bitcoin ecosystem. And being a public Bitcoin mining company is at odds with Bitcoin itself. So if you want to do good for Bitcoin, mining is one thing you can do for Bitcoin, but becoming a Bitcoin mining company, you basically become an enemy of Bitcoin once you are a publicly traded miner. And this is a bit tough since my two favorite people in mining, one is anti-public mining companies, and the other is a C-level manager at a Bitcoin public mining company. And hopefully I can get both of them on a panel so they can discuss. So it's hard as asking how so. So watch his latest video, Old Man Yells, episode 9, on Core Scientific, which is the public Bitcoin mining company that went bankrupt. And there was a better one. So if I go to his, he doesn't have his Twitter. I tweeted, oh, those are DMs. That's not good. Hold on. Let me not open my DMs. Let's go back to Twitter. And I tweeted out another one of his. So if I go to, it's I think it's Boomer BTC. Boomer _BTC. I misspelled boomer. Good job, Tom. Bob Barnett. So about 3 weeks ago, I tweeted out an interview of his that no one watched, by the way. That's him right there. Where is it? He would have retweeted my post somewhere. Let me know if you guys see my name. It's got to be there somewhere, right? August 7. I think it was after August 7. Man, going through my tweets is, maybe I should go through my tweets, but I tweet more. Here, no. Oh, this was really, really good too, guys. My podcast with Joe Colasari and One Go. Yeah, this was at the barbecue. Shout out to Mark Moss. I gotta start posting my Instagram stuff on Twitter. Oh yeah, it was definitely before BitBlock boom. It would have been around here because I listened to it on my way to Las Vegas. And this is me in Las Vegas. Here it is. This podcast here. I don't know why the YouTube link didn't show up. I know it's 2.5 hours, but it's totally worth it. I just forgot which podcast it was on. So the Bitcoin Matrix podcast, not a lot of views. And so he explains why being a public Bitcoin mining company is significantly problematic for the health of the Bitcoin ecosystem. And he makes a really good point. I mean, I'm sure there are counterpoints, and I would love for Ben Gagnon to provide those counterpoints because I trust Ben. A few other people might be able to provide points, but the Bitcoin ecosystem is a trustless ecosystem. But in order for it to be trustless, you need not a lot, but you need a handful of people that you actually trust. People that you feel are smarter than you, that you can trust on certain topics when it comes to Bitcoin. 1 second, guys. Right. So for me, which people do I trust in Bitcoin? I trust people like Jimmy Song. I trust people like Giacomo Zucco. I trust people like Adam Back. I trust people like Luke Dash-Jewer. So a lot of people that come on my podcasts, I trust them, especially if they've been coming on for years and years. So there are people that I trust in Bitcoin that I feel are a lot smarter than me in many aspects of Bitcoin, maybe not all aspects of Bitcoin. Like I wouldn't go to Adam Back on the financial side of Bitcoin, right? I think I have the better expertise there. But anything related to Bitcoin code or the early days of Bitcoin, obviously Adam Back has, like my knowledge doesn't even compare to somebody like Adam Back. So I have to trust some people in order to understand certain aspects of Bitcoin. And Bob Barnett articulates things super well. So I do recommend keeping an eye on his podcast. Subscribe, guys. Okay, let's go to the charts. Nothing interesting in the charts whatsoever. Let me free up a little bit of room here. This is the weekly chart. The weekly chart is towards an MRI buy. I would love to see this MRI buy closer to the $24,000 range than the current price in order to create a capitulation buying opportunity. Our allocation remains 100% cash if the chart shows up eventually. It doesn't want to show up. I hate it when this happens. So it doesn't matter. We're in a cash position. Chart doesn't want to load. The daily chart, you can see that the daily chart is approaching a daily MRI buy, but because this daily MRI buy is coming in a little bit early, and the weekly MRI buy is coming next week, and this daily MRI buy is happening a bit in consolidation, I would prefer the second consecutive daily MRI buy and for the price of Bitcoin to keep going down. But as it goes down, we're going to have some crazy death crosses. The 50 versus 200 days coming in a few days, and that's going to be trouble. However, because we're so far away from the death cross, it's very likely we're going to bounce into the death cross and then we reevaluate. 1 second. Hold on. How to reply to something. I have to. I didn't get it. Shit. Hold on. Hmm. Also provided two of Fay numbers to a friend, but I didn't get the message. One second, guys. I really hope I didn't lose my Google Voice number. All right, I'll have to deal with it later. See, it sucks. Like I have multiple Instagram accounts, obviously for the companies, and you need a phone number on all of them, and you can't use the same phone number. So it creates a big problem. I have no idea how other people do it. Anyway, what happens when you try to work and do live streaming at the same time? Okay. Did I lose my stream? And I lost my stream. Did I lose my stream? Are we still live? Yeah, I'm still live. Okay. So like I said, there's not much to say on a daily chart. We are trending towards lower lows. Natural gas is actually dropping. That's interesting. It's approaching a triple bottom, which could spell trouble. So I would not be long natural gas right now. And in fact, if we go past that blue line, we may actually go down, which is a bit surprising, but TA is TA. I'm very laggy. Kind of my internet sucks sometimes. You can add another Instagram account to your account. Yeah, but I want these to be independent because one is an international company and the other is my personal. That's the problem. I don't want them to be linked. Gold, still not interesting. S&P, wow, we're going down today in the S&P. I'm still bullish. For now. Whoa, Apple stock taking a nosedive today. Interesting. Right off the MRI buy. I'm sure I would have said yesterday not to touch Apple stock. Off of, sorry, an MRI sell. Not to touch Apple stock off the MRI sell. 1 to 4 candle correction. As long as we make a clear higher low, there's not much to worry about. Do I see another big drop for equities? No, I don't. I don't. Where it's a bull run. We would need a closing low below the moving average and below the latest swing low. Only if we see a new swing close would I then anticipate a drop to the prior swing high, which we never made it to. And only if we fall below that would I anticipate a drop to the bottom of the channel. And this channel goes back 15 years. The only time we ever broke this channel was COVID. And no one can anticipate the COVID crash. And then only if we break below the channel without some forced lockdown COVID catastrophe would I then anticipate a significant drop in the S&P. So right now, I'm not anticipating any drop. Maybe another week of correction, maybe like the month of September correction. So we got a long, long way to go before I change my mind. I'm being super bullish on the stock market. Long way to go. Headlines from China for Apple. I guess I have no idea. Like, I don't know what the headlines for Apple are. To me, this is the headline for Apple. Apple hits an MRI sell. It did not break the MRI resistance line. It created a doji candle at the top of the range, and it's an MRI sell. Well, like, what more do you need to get the hell out of Apple? I don't need Chinese headlines to tell me to get out of Apple. Like, I am getting out of Apple right here if I'm bullish on Apple. I'm getting out, I'm waiting 1 to 4 days, and I'm reevaluating my situation. Real quick, someone asked me a question on a stream. Let me go to my channel. My live streams. I think it was 2 videos ago. Hopefully there isn't too much spam comments here. That's a spam comment. I have so many spam comments, it's insane. Right. So someone asked, can I hear Tone's take on Lahaina? These are the fires over in Maui. And there are so many issues with those fires in Maui. I try to stay away from conspiracy theories. I really do. But in order for me to avoid conspiracy theories, like someone will have to explain to me. Like here's a good video. There were several good videos, but in order to, in order to avoid conspiracy, someone explained to me how this happens to every car in the street, but the trees still have leaves on them, right? Like, how does everything burn like metal melting, and it's surrounded by trees that manage to not burn? Can someone please explain this to me? Like, again, I don't have experience in firefighting. I'm not a fireman, but I would think that a tree next to a car that was melted due to fire should at least show fire damage. So I don't know what happened over there, but shit doesn't make sense. There was like a giant wall around this area now. No one is allowed to even fly a drone to look at it. Yeah, it's fireproof trees, exactly. No, they're not charcoal. Like, how are they charcoal? You can see the trees. I don't have enough brain cells to get rid of to think about Richard Hart. Sorry, guys. So I think Redacted had a good episode on it as well. Redacted. Yeah, here. I have audio off, but right here, there's a giant wall around it. Where is it? Where's the wall? There it is. They immediately put up this giant fence, so you can't see what's going on there. You can't go there. You can't fly a drone over there. Like, they're not letting you see anything. There's lots of weird shit is going on there. The authorities were telling people to go home so that they would, die in their burning home instead of getting out of the place. There are more questions than answers. There are so many questions on it. Like, I was going to show you another example, like from this video here. There's where is it? I think it's here. Like here, everything is like rubble, and somehow trees are unaffected by a complete, meltdown of every house. And yet the trees are perfectly fine. I want my house built out of these trees. Like another example, right? That is a tree. This is a building that is burned to a crisp. Every building is burned to a crisp. And where is it? There was like a zoom in on this tree. Probably play it at 2x or something. I don't. I'd love to hear a good explanation. Like, there's a tree, untouched by a fire. Anyway, way more questions than answers. A tree holds water. So does your car. There's water in your car. Yeah, it's an interesting situation, to say the least. Look, everything burns down, but the trees are nice and green all around, all around the burning buildings. It's amazing. And this looks like an untouched gas station. Someone explain to me how this building burns down, this building burns down, not a single tree is touched, and what appears to be a gas station doesn't seem to have an issue. Like, not a single leaf seems to be damaged. Yeah, this is why they're not allowing you to take drone footage. Like, some people were able to do it right away early on, but now you're not allowed. Not allowed to fly a drone to see anything there. Yeah, it's crazy. There's so many conspiracy theories around this fire, it's insane. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it here for you guys. Thank you all for watching. Yeah, the natives had to be removed from that area. Yeah. And they're killing off the rest of the island by not allowing like tourists to like stay away from the whole island, even though like 80-90% of the island is perfectly fine. All of the famous celebrities are buying up all this land now. Like, there are so many questions. It's supposed to be the greatest 15-minute city. The World Economic Forum was involved in this area before this happened. There is a lot more questions than answers. Way more. Like 1,000 questions and zero answers. Zero answers that make sense anymore. It's similar to Building 7 going down. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye, guys.